Hi, I'm Adam from Devine Flowers, and today we are making time to stop and smell the roses. We are going to bring you some fabulous little hints and tips on how to look after and care for your roses. There are some fabulous, gorgeous roses around at the moment. Today, we're going to be looking at this beautiful one here. It's called Sweet Avalanche. Now, the Sweet Avalanche rose, and quite a lot of roses, they now have these little protective petals on them. They are little bruiser petals, and they're there to protect the head. Now, I kind of like them, because they give a sort of vintagey kind of feel to the flower. But if you don't like them, if you think that it makes the flower look dated or old or sort of if it's dying, then just pick the little petals off and throw them away. Then on the stem, you'll come to the stem, and the stem will have little thorns on, because roses naturally do, and some little leaves. Now, we usually use a knife and we sort of shimmy down the stem and just remove all of those little thorns and leaves to give us a nice clean stem. Then we take our stem and our knife and we just cut it at a little 45-degree angle. Now please, you need a very sharp knife to do that. Can use a pair of scissors, but we just use a knife at full speed, and it gives you a nice crisp, clean cut. Now we cut at 45-degree angle to allow the water absorption into the stem. A nice clean cut just gives a bigger surface area for the rose to get the water sort of through the stem and to the head. So with that, once you've done that, you can then pop that stem into boiling water. Sort of 30 seconds into boiling water at home. What it does, it just disperses any air that might be there, so that we don't get the airlock rising through the stem, which gives you the sort of the little nodding head of the rose. It just gets rid of that little airlock. And it also cleans off the stem from any bacteria that might be there before you place it into your vase. So once you've done that, we then go to our little vase. So again, and I always say this and bang on about this all the time, you need a nice clean vase. Make sure that vase is clean with fresh water in the vase. So the rose then goes into that beautiful fresh water. Now if it's a woody stem, if the stem of the rose is quite sort of solid and woody, then I'd suggest sort of filling the vase 3/4 full, so that there's more water there and a greater volume for the rose to be able to sort of pull on and suck up that water. If it's a softer stem like this, half full is fine, half full is good. And you don't really want to go over that, because what happens is the water reacts with the stem and creates bacteria, and bacteria is not good for flowers. We don't like bacteria on our flowers. So we want to change that water every day. We want to change that water every day because they like fresh water, and we also like to get rid of the bacteria that is developing within that vase. A good tip to keep the bacteria out of that vase is to place a tiny little drop of bleach into the water, and with that you could put a little bit of sugar in there as well, which just gives a syrupy nutrient to feed the rose and to give the head a little bit of feed. The flower food is fabulous, but the flower food as well does generate, it sort of feeds bacteria. So it will generate a sort of growth of bacteria. And the best thing really is to just keep changing that water over, keep turning the water over, and keep that water beautifully fresh. There you go, that's it really. They're the beautiful top tips for looking after your roses. Just prepare the stems, keep the stems nice and clean, keep the water nice and fresh, and make sure that your vase is bacteria free. So please do stop and make time to smell the roses. If you've enjoyed that and you've learned something, then do follow us on YouTube. We are the home of the best dressed florist. You can also find us on Facebook, and you can catch up with us on Instagram. We would love to see you on all of those. And hopefully we'll catch up with you again soon.